Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today we have Josh Owens. He works at Sylvan Park Free Will Baptist Church in Nashville, Tennessee. He's been a longtime member of the Media Commission with the National Association of Free Will Baptists, and then he works another job, a full-time job on the side, or shall we say his primary job, to bring the bacon home, so to speak. Josh, you're a busy fellow, but today we're going to talk to you about your work on the Media Commission and specifically what you guys have planned for the National Association this year. So thank you for joining us today, my friend. I know you're a busy man.
It's good to be here with you, Brother Eddie, and we do look forward to the opportunities that we have to enhance the experience for our online and in-person viewers at the convention this year through the opportunities we have.
Well, you guys do a great job. Number one, you send out the feed so people all over the world who can't attend the convention in person are able to see it live and go back to Facebook later and see it there. But you've also been doing interviews before and often after the service, and looks like you've enhanced that a bit this year. Tell us a bit about how the experience will be different for our online viewers this year.
Yeah, it's a way of taking what the convention does in encouraging our Free Will Baptist members and churches. We wanted to take also the opportunities that we had as Free Will Baptists and to present those to the viewers. And so online viewers will have the opportunity to see those before the service, but also in-person viewers will have an opportunity to see those as well. Maybe as they're sitting around waiting on a competition to take place, or they're waiting on something to go on during the convention. It's going to be an opportunity for them to go back and see these opportunities they have. I'm thinking things like the disaster relief that Masters Man does with Ken Akers, or we've got the Hope Initiative, or we've got Tyler Penn and how he's working with college students at various universities. And so all of these things are going to work together to help bring awareness to opportunities for how churches can be involved in their community. I think one of the things that we oftentimes do at events like this is we go and we sit and we listen, but we forget about what we can take away from these. And so we really want to encourage, give ideas, give takeaways so that someone can leave Raleigh, go back to their place of ministry and really make a difference where that they're at.
I love that phrase you use, takeaways. And so it sounds to me you're saying you go to seminars, you go to competition. If you're on site at the National, you're watching online the services. But I notice your list of people that you're trying to interview. It's a lot of people that are speaking in seminars and so forth. And so you're giving the listener something to do. You called it a takeaway based on that seminar or based on that message, kind of putting hands and feet into what they've heard that day.
Yeah, I think that the one thing that oftentimes when I think about me and I listen to somebody, I just need to know where to start. Like the end goal sounds so wonderful and I'm already engaged in the idea, but I need to know what's the first step? Like, where do I begin? When I think about, the opportunity that we have with the Know Your Community project, there's so much information within that packet that a user gets. But it's like, what do I do first? How do I do that? And we've got, John and Stephanie Locklear that we're going to be talking to that have done that specifically in their community. They know how to help someone start that and do that well. And so, knowing where to start is really going to be the things that we're going to want to focus on in the interviews and these takeaways so that someone kind of gets that good first step, an encouraging first step to, move them on through the process.
So wherever I'm at, if I'm out away, I'm not able to be in Raleigh, North Carolina this year, I need to tune in early, see some of these interviews that you're doing before, and I need to watch, of course, the service. We're enjoying that, and hang in there, and you'll come back, and there'll be a chance to see there. Tell us a bit about what happens throughout the day, especially like during the business sessions at the National.
Yeah, we're going to take these opportunities that we have to interview these subject matter experts, as if we can call them that, in these areas. And we're going to play those before and after the service, but we're also going to cut those down and make those available to someone that they can watch during the day. And so we really want those to be opportunities. I know also during the day, the Better Together podcast has done a lot of these interviews, and those things are going to be posted on, their page and then on the national page. And so there's just going to be a lot of focus on the theme of the convention and what we're doing in the services that night to really enhance that experience for that viewer, for that person, even that's on site and, watching at home. They're going to be able to have these actionable steps to take away. They're going to have the encouragement from these people who have gone through each of these ministry opportunities and have succeeded and have found success there for them.
That's great. And we should mention, you'll be able to watch the business sessions online. One thing that does happen during the business sessions, we cut away when we have any kind of discussion. And our listeners often will say, well, why do you do that? We do it on advice of counsel. And then some of our listeners will say, but other groups do broadcast theirs as well. You'd be surprised when those other groups would tell you, not a good idea. It's just better to have family discussions with the family, not for the whole world to see. But when those discussions are happening, it sounds like you're actually putting out some good content that I want to see as well.
Yeah. We do really want to make sure that those times where we're having to cut away from a live feed still provide benefit to the user. There's nothing worse than watching a blank screen, waiting for something else to come on. And I think it's even better than just watching a commercial. We're going to be providing valuable insights to, how that a church can minister to widows, how that a church can minister to the Hispanic communities that are there, how that, the baby boomers that are in congregations can just really step into a place and do that. I think you and I would both agree that all of us as Christians are called to serve in some way or another. And it may be that we just haven't thought about the opportunity that we can be involved and engaged. And so we really want these, interviews, these takeaways that really prompt someone to think, man, I haven't thought about ministry in my church that way. I have an inkling towards that. And I think that I could do that to really make a difference in my community. It's exciting to know that thousands of people will be coming on site to Raleigh, but even more thousands of people will be watching online, and the impact that we're going to be able to make with these helpful interviews, with these helpful takeaways all across our denomination, all across our country for the goodness of the gospel.
So you just mentioned that little things we can do. So I'm watching an interview, I'm watching a service. What are little things I can do to enhance that and just as a social media consumer?
Yeah, I think one of the main things that, each viewer can do is to share what they're watching. So many times algorithms, when it comes to Facebook or Instagram or those type of things, kind of block content. They may suppress content, but the more that someone's talking about something, the more that they're using a hashtag like NAFWB, it begins to show those platforms that things are really going on in this area. Things are really taking place with this hashtag that's going on. And it begins to show that to more people. As people share, somebody on their feed is going to see that. It may be encouraging to somebody else. And so the more that we can have conversation from in-person people saying, hey, I'm in Raleigh, I'm at the Raleigh Convention Center, I'm at this thing, I'm sharing this, photos, those type things that are what are going on at the convention will really help, the message of what we're trying to promote go a lot farther than it would be if we were just sharing it out ourselves as the convention. So individual users make a difference by sharing the content.
That's great. And so you're listening and you're thinking, well, that's what I want to do. I encourage you even now, go to the Facebook page of NAFWB, like NAFWB, like the Better Together podcast page. I encourage you also to like the Free Will Baptist Media Commission page, the Free Will Baptist Worship or Music Commission page. And if you speak Spanish or you know someone who does, like the Spanish page for NAFWB, NAFWB-ES, and you subscribe to YouTube, go subscribe and so forth. So really what you're saying, Josh, is all of those things help. And then in real time, tag the convention center, use the hashtag NAFWB, Better Together and so forth, because it really does make a difference. That's good information you're giving us, my friend.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. And I know that every ministry that is a Free Will Baptist ministry would love the support of our viewers, those that are at the convention. So just so many opportunities to help us be better together, to grow together, to spread the word of what is going on across our denomination. I know that it's encouraging from a social media standpoint when you begin to see the message that you're trying to promote really make headway amongst Free Will Baptist and the friends and those type things that are going on there.
That's great. And so when one of the agencies is giving their report, or they've got North American Ministries or IM has a speaker, we want to do what we can to support them. One thing that's a little different, especially if you're at the convention, we have folks in different places in the world sometimes that are in some dangerous spots, and we'll actually bring that up at the convention, being careful not to take their picture, but tag the agencies, IM, Welch College, North American Ministries, Board of Retirement, the Foundation, the WNAC, who will launch a podcast at the convention this year. So all of these agencies, we want to do what we can to support them. Randall House, C6 Family Ministries, do what we can to get the word out about them. Well, you've given us some really helpful information, Josh, and we appreciate you. We appreciate the entire media commission, the good work they do. I almost think of you and the music commission. You guys kind of work in tandem, back and forth. We appreciate what everyone does. And so any parting shot or parting words before we sign off today?
I think that I would just tell people to be involved, be engaged, use this time as a time to, recalibrate what you can do in your community. I oftentimes tell myself, if I wanted to plant a church where I am right now, I couldn't do it. And so I need to take what I've got and I need to do it well. I need to make a good investment in my community. And so I hope that, the things that we do are an encouragement. I hope the convention is encouragement. And I look forward to serving, with you all and the hard work that you've done to make this possible for all of us.
Well, thank you, Josh. And we wanted to thank all of you who are listening today. Thank you for giving us of your time. And if you know someone that might benefit from this podcast, please encourage them to check it out. Like it, the Facebook page, like this information and share it if you can. Remember, every little thing we do counts, it helps, and we truly are better when we work together. Thank you.